I have 1,000 watts going right now. I have the audio all split up. I got music in my headphones. I have a speaker behind me punching me in the back very hard. I have a 12-inch sub right above my legs. When I rev this engine, I feel it. And I'm listening to Van Halen Jump. This is so sick. One more time. Jump, Van Halen, the perfect song for Rally. Galactic Empire, the asteroid field. That is, I don't have, intensity is not the word to describe that. It is immersive and absolute inundation of the senses. I got a subwoofer over my legs. I got a speaker behind my seat. I was listening to Galactic Empire, which is the music from Star Wars played heavy metal, note for note, orchestral. And somebody wrote a drum part for it all that is absolutely phenomenal. It's a perfect drum thing. You know, there's no drum kit in the original, maybe a little bit of timpani or something, but like somebody wrote a heavy metal drum part for all the music of Star Wars, or orchestral, translated it into heavy metal, and it is absolutely face melting, beautiful. Like, it's my favorite kind of metal. It's that classical themed. But I was listening to the Asteroid Field, and I have all the sound up very, very loud, and that was like melt your face intense. I love it. I got a new G29 the other day. My G29, I'm gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace probably for $20. The gas pedal, when you move the gas pedal, it jumps all over the place, and then when you stop moving your foot, it stays where it's at. So like on pedal throttle transition, it's weird, but like it still works. The thing has 60,000 miles on it, and there was a little bit of lash in the gears. The wheel itself is still in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of gear lash, like a dead zone. But yeah, somebody buys that for $20, they're going to be very, very happy for a long time. At least another 30,000 miles. That pedal might need to be replaced. It might need to be fixed, but for $20 you could send it in and get it back. And you know, potentiometer is all it needs in the gas pedal. But even so, if you're not driving something with 1,200 horsepower, that little fluctuation in the throttle when you push it down isn't going to do anything. And the dead zone, it requires a bigger dead zone in the pedal travel. Like the first 20% of the pedal's useless. But 20, I set it for like 20 and 90. So the pedal works, the wheel works. It's going to be on Marketplace, Pittsburgh. And I'm going to drive. Oh my gosh, I had to turn everything up so loud. The bass is really, really loud, and I have this audio splitter. Basically, PlayStation HDMI audio extractor, 1/8 inch out into a headphone splitter. And there are 4 output channels in the headphone splitter. And the way I have it mixed is I can send the music behind the seat for all the bass punching. I have an EQ on there. But there's one channel that's just raw game audio going to the headset or the earphones. So like I had to crank that up. The bass was up so loud, it was drowning out the game audio. You can balance everything. There's 4 adjustments. Actually, there's about 9 adjustments, but I only use 4 of them. I have it set up so it's simple. This is really loud, the sound effects in the game. Whew. Isn't there a new... What? There should be... The road course? Oh, I was so close. What's the world record here? There's the Genesis, and then there's the hybrid. L750R hybrid. Okay, so L750R, that's down here, right there. I don't know how loud this is, so I'm turning everything down. I'm not going to listen to any music, so let me turn this down. Okay, the one EQ's up all the way, the other one's down 12, minus 12, so. So what you do is you stop the car. Oh, that reminds me, I need to change my dead zone because I just fixed it. I fixed it, so I got a new wheel. I also have to tweak this bass before, because it sounds really loud in the headphones. So I turn the headphones all the way down, and then I set the volume of the subs, and then I turn the headphones back up. But what I need to do is go to options, controllers, steering controller settings. Okay, so my accelerator, you'll see it's the minimum input I have set to 17, so I'm going to move that back down because it works now. I'm going to move it up to about, I'll move it up to about 5%. I don't even know if I could hit 5%. Let me set it to 0 again. Can I even hit 5%? Oh yeah, it's really fine control down there, but I'm just going to set it at like 3. Maybe 2. And then floored, when I floor it, I don't want it to be at 100. I want it to be at like 95 or 96. Okay. So I'm not using the whole range of the pedal. So like same thing with the brakes. I want that to be the max braking force, like 75%. I don't want to have to stand on my pedal every single time. Like 100, I'm almost pushing my seat back. So I'm going to do about 80%, minimum 5. And my clutch, I like it like that. So I'm barely using the clutch. 12 to 78, 12 to 71. But the accelerator was getting wonky. It was getting really wonky, so it was time for a new wheel, and my old one's going to be, I'm practically giving it away. All right, where's my brake? My brake, I want 85. Yeah, we're going to go with 83 or 84 right there. Perfect. Just past that is like standing on it, and I just want to barely get there. Oh yeah. 81.6. I might set that a little lower. 78. Look at this, tenths of degrees. How fine the control you have with the wheel. Try doing that on a joystick. You can't. Okay, clutch. Yeah, see, it's 100 there. I still have quite a bit of travel. I wouldn't even do even less on the brakes. 75. Change the minimum. Oh, that's perfect. And accelerator, 2.7%. There's 100 on the register. And I have just a tiny bit of travel past that. Very little. Perfect. Calibration. I turn the force down on my wheel. I want this one to last a very, very long time. L750R hybrid. Oh, I can't believe that. 5.07%. How short was I? 882, which is 44 plus 18. 62 thousandths too slow. Let's see. Settings. We're good there. Okay, and this is a that's almost line level. That's just below. I'll take it to line level. Why not? The sub has a limiter. And that's not blown. It sounds like it is because the thing is rattling. The cage on the front of it. Alright, now we bring the headphones in. Bring the back speaker in for the exhaust. Tight. Okay. Wow, this thing's fast. Excuse me. And I do need a little bit more headphone audio. Turn that front sub down on 1 dB. That's like the worst rev indicator I've ever seen. It gives you a little blue like floaty thing and a number. Okay, is the number going up or down? Like I have to look and think about numbers. There isn't just like a needle. It doesn't even, the gauge doesn't even have to have numbers on it, just a needle. It moves. And like a little red dot or a line. The fact I have to look away from the road to, is poor design. That sucked. Yeah, half second behind. That might be the silver. Let me check. Oh yeah, minus 4.32. Or 4.32%. So out of everyone, I'm number 32,622. But better than 95.68% of everyone who entered. Put me in a race with 100 people, I'm going to come in 5th on average. $130.364. That is like Mount Everest stacked on top of Mount Everest. And you have to climb that. All right. Thanks for watching. I installed my new wheel today, and wanted to try out all my bass, and it's still just as amazing as I remember it. What I would like to do, and it's a lot of work, but I'd like to hook it up to, I'd like to hook it up to my PS4, or rather, just play some Skyrim. I had the whole bass thing going on when I played Skyrim once. I thought, somebody's gonna call the cops. I shot a fireball and like the entire neighborhood. It sounded like the whole neighborhood exploded. And I'm shooting lightning bolts. I'm like, this is not good. Somebody's gonna call it. And I took the headphones off, and I was like doing a sound test, and you could barely hear it outside. Like it was very, very faint, even standing right in the front door, right at the back door. And I went back upstairs, and every time I did something and it went kaboom, the whole house would shake. It sounded like the whole neighborhood was blowing up. but it's pretty sweet. I was so congested. Up to 7 million credits. Okay, so that's 8 hours. That's 9 hours away. Today, oh, today's Wednesday. I was confused, that's why. Okay. New wheel. I'm gonna go list the other one on Facebook. All right. Have a nice day. CosmicMelodies.com. Check them out.